Scorpio, before you continue, take a moment to slow down. There is something unusually intense about the energy surrounding August 11th, but it isn't necessarily something to fear. In fact, the tarot suggests that this day may reveal a truth you've been sensing for some time. You may not have had proof. You may not have had the right words. But deep inside, you already knew that something was changing. Maybe it's connected to a person. Maybe it's your career. Maybe it's money. Or maybe it's simply the way you see your own future. August 11th brings a moment when the pieces begin to connect. And Scorpio, when you finally see the bigger picture, something inside you may become much calmer. You've probably spent enough time trying to understand what other people are thinking, what someone really meant, why someone suddenly became distant, whether a particular opportunity is genuine, whether you should stay or move forward. But today, the tarot asks you to stop trying to read everyone else and start listening to yourself. Your intuition is stronger than usual, and there is a reason for that. Scorpio, you often sense things before they become obvious. You notice changes in tone. You recognize when someone's behavior doesn't match their words. You can feel when a situation is moving toward something before anyone else sees it. August 11th may prove that instinct valuable. Something unexpected could happen. Person may suddenly contact you. Someone could reveal information they had been keeping to themselves. A professional situation may change. A financial opportunity could appear. Or a plan you've been relying on could suddenly take a completely different direction. Your first reaction may be to become suspicious. That's understandable. But don't automatically assume that change means danger. The cards suggest that one unexpected development may actually be clearing a path that has been blocked for longer than you realize. Sometimes a door closes because you were standing in front of the wrong one. Now let's talk about your career, because there is a powerful message here. Scorpio, you may be approaching a period where your determination begins producing visible results. You've probably worked through situations that required patience. Maybe you had to prove yourself. Maybe someone underestimated you. Maybe you were doing more than people realized. But the cards suggest that your efforts have not gone unnoticed. Someone may be watching your work more closely than you think. A supervisor could trust you with a confidential responsibility. Client may return. A colleague could recommend you for something. Or you may receive an opportunity that requires you to step into a stronger position. Don't underestimate yourself when this happens. You don't need to know everything before accepting an opportunity. You need to know whether you're willing to learn. And Scorpio, you're much more capable of adapting than you sometimes believe. If you've been searching for a new job, August 11th may bring useful information through an unexpected connection. Someone from your past could become relevant again. A former coworker may mention an opening. A friend might introduce you to someone. Or a conversation that seems casual could lead to something more serious. Don't dismiss people simply because they aren't part of your current professional circle. Your next opportunity may come through a connection you haven't thought about in years. For Scorpio who already have a job, there is another important message. You may be tired of doing more than you're being recognized for. If that's true, don't remain silent forever. You don't have to create conflict, but you can communicate your value. Show what you've accomplished. Ask about growth. Discuss responsibilities. And if you're ready for more, make it clear. Sometimes people don't realize how ambitious you are because you've become so good at handling everything quietly. August 11th may be a good day to change that. Now let's look at money. Financially, the cards show movement, but they also ask for discipline. You may hear good news connected with money. Payment could arrive. A debt may become easier to manage. A side income opportunity could appear. Or someone could offer you a project that brings additional earnings. There may also be a financial decision that requires careful thought. Don't allow excitement to make the decision for you. Read the details. Ask questions. Calculate the risks. And don't allow anyone to pressure you into saying yes quickly. A genuine opportunity doesn't need you to panic. Scorpio, there is also a message about something you've been spending money on emotionally. Sometimes when life feels uncertain, we try to create control by buying things, investing impulsively, or making financial decisions simply to feel that we're doing something. August 11th asks you to pause. Before spending, ask, does this help the future I want? If the answer is no, wait. You may be surprised by how much stronger you feel when you stop allowing temporary emotions to control long-term financial decisions. There could also be a small financial surprise. It might not be a huge amount of money. Maybe it's a refund, payment, a discount, a new client, a small opportunity. But don't underestimate small improvements. Financial stability is often built through many small decisions rather than one dramatic event. Now, Scorpio, let's move into love. This is where your reading becomes deeply emotional. If you're single, August 11th could bring an intense interaction with someone. The connection may feel strangely familiar. You might find yourself thinking about the person long after the conversation ends. But the tarot asks you to slow down. Don't immediately turn chemistry into a future. Let the person show you who they are. Scorpio, you don't need another mystery to solve. You need someone whose actions are clear. Someone who doesn't make you constantly wonder where you stand. Someone who respects your emotional depth rather than using it against you. If a new person enters your life, pay attention to how they make you feel. Do you feel peaceful? Or are you constantly anxious? Do you feel respected? Or are you always trying to earn their attention? There is a difference between attraction and emotional security. And you're beginning to understand that difference. If you're already in a relationship, August 11th may bring an important conversation. Something you've been keeping inside may finally need to come out. Perhaps you've been disappointed by something. Perhaps you feel that your partner doesn't understand what you need. Or perhaps there is an issue you've both avoided because talking about it feels uncomfortable. Don't use silence as protection. Sometimes silence protects the problem, not the relationship. Speak honestly, but speak with intention. The goal isn't to win. The goal is to understand each other. For some Scorpio, someone from the past may also appear. A message, a memory, a photograph, a familiar place, or perhaps the person themselves. The tarot gives you one simple question. Has anything truly changed? Not what they promise. Not what you hope. What has actually changed? If the answer is nothing, you already know what to do. You don't have to reopen an old wound simply because someone remembers where it is. Sometimes the strongest form of closure is choosing not to return. Family matters could also require your attention. Someone close to you may share something personal. A relative could need advice. Or a family conversation may reveal information that changes your understanding of an old situation. Listen carefully. There may be more truth in a simple conversation than you expect. But don't take responsibility for everyone's emotions. You can care deeply without carrying everyone else's problems. That boundary becomes increasingly important for you. Spiritually, August 11th is a powerful day. You may notice repeating numbers, strange coincidences, unexpected reminders, intense dreams, or moments where you feel that something is trying to get your attention. Don't force meaning into everything. Instead, notice patterns. What were you thinking about when the coincidence happened? Who were you talking about? What decision were you considering? The answer may give you a clue about what your intuition has been trying to tell you. There is another important message here. You may discover that your intuition becomes strongest when you stop asking everyone else for advice. Sometimes too many opinions make your own voice harder to hear. Take some quiet time. Walk alone. Write your thoughts down. Sit somewhere peaceful. Let your mind settle. You may already know the answer. You just haven't been quiet enough to hear it. As August 11th unfolds, there could be a moment that changes your perception of someone. You may realize that someone you trusted isn't as reliable as you believed. Or you may discover that someone you underestimated is actually one of your strongest supporters. Don't resist the truth. Even when it surprises you, truth gives you freedom. Scorpio, you're entering a period where honesty becomes more valuable than comfort. You may no longer be willing to stay in situations simply because they are familiar. You want authenticity. You want loyalty. You want results. And you want people whose actions match their words. That applies to your career too. You may be asking yourself whether your current environment reflects your true potential. If the answer is no, don't panic. You don't need to quit everything tomorrow. You can begin preparing. Learn something new. Build a new connection. Save money. Improve your skills. Research your options. Quiet preparation can become powerful transformation. There is also a message about your financial future. You may have been more worried about money than you let other people know. Perhaps you're trying to become more independent. Maybe you're saving for something important. Or perhaps you're trying to recover from a period where money felt unpredictable. The tarot suggests that stability can improve, but discipline will be essential. Don't chase fast money. Build sustainable money. Don't let someone else's success make you feel behind. Your financial journey is yours. One person may experience a breakthrough quickly. Another may build quietly for years. Both can succeed. August 11th may also bring an opportunity to change one financial habit. Maybe you stop an unnecessary expense. Maybe you begin saving consistently. Maybe you finally organize your accounts. Maybe you decide to learn about a new income stream. One decision may not feel life-changing today, but months from now you could look back and realize that this was where things started changing. By the evening, Scorpio, you may find yourself reflecting on something much deeper. What do you really want from your future? Not what looks impressive. Not what makes someone else happy. Not what you're supposed to want. What do you actually want? That answer may surprise you. Maybe you want peace more than status. Maybe you want freedom more than recognition. Maybe you want a relationship that feels safe instead of exciting. Maybe you want financial independence. Maybe you want to start something of your own. Whatever it is, don't be ashamed of wanting it. Your desires are allowed to change. You are allowed to outgrow an old dream. You are allowed to choose a new direction. And you are allowed to begin again. There is a strong transformation theme around August 11th. Something old is losing its power. Something new is becoming possible. And you may be standing between those two worlds. That can feel uncomfortable. But don't rush backward simply because the future feels unfamiliar. You have already survived the chapter you're leaving. Now you have to give the next one a chance. There is one final warning from the tarot. Be careful with secrecy. Not everyone deserves access to your plans. You don't have to announce every move you're making. Sometimes it's better to build quietly. Let your results speak later. Especially around career and money, protect sensitive information. Listen more than you speak. Observe more than you explain. And let people reveal themselves. Your silence can be powerful when it comes from confidence rather than fear. Scorpio, August 11th may not be the loudest day of your life, but it could be one of the most meaningful. A conversation could reveal the truth. A message could reopen an opportunity. A financial development could give you hope. Career decision could change your direction. A romantic moment could make you question what you really want. And somewhere in the middle of all of this, you may realize something important. You don't need to chase what is meant for you. You need to become ready to receive it. Protect your energy. Protect your money. Protect your future. But don't protect yourself so much that you stop allowing good things to enter. There is a difference between being cautious and being closed. August 11th asks you to remain open while staying wise. Listen to your intuition. Watch people's actions. Take opportunities seriously. And don't be afraid when something unexpected changes your plans. It may be changing them for a reason. Scorpio, you have spent enough time trying to understand what the universe is doing. Maybe now you simply need to trust the next step. Your career can change. Your finances can improve. Your love life can become deeper. Your emotional world can become lighter. But the transformation begins with one decision. Choose what is honest. Choose what is healthy. Choose what has a future. And when something no longer fits the person you're becoming, have the courage to let it go. Because August 11th carries a message that feels very clear. The truth may surprise you, but it will also free you. And Scorpio, once you stop being afraid of what the truth might reveal, you may finally see how much better your future can become.